Now, in other developing news tonight, we are expecting the long-awaited Horowitz FISA report on Monday. My sources tell me it will be very damning. It will expose wide-ranging wrongdoing, malfeasance, corruption, and yes, referrals are expected. Here's the thing, though. Most people don't know this. When Horowitz releases this report, it's useless unless it is acted upon. After Monday, then the ball will be in the Attorney General's court to act on these referrals. Now, remember, Horowitz has made referrals for the upper echelon of the FBI before. So far, nothing has come of those. Now, just this past summer, the IG referred James Comey for criminal prosecution over the leaking of the secret memos he used to get Mueller appointed. And in June of 2018, Horowitz found that the FBI's handling of Clinton emails, senior bureau officials showed a, quote, willingness to take official action to prevent Donald Trump from becoming president. He referred Lisa Page, Peter Strzok, Kevin Kleinsmith, listen to that name, you'll hear a lot about him, and others for further investigation. Now, remember, Kleinsmith, that's the same anti-Trump lawyer that we're expecting a lot more information about. And get this, back in May, the IG referred an unnamed FBI Deputy Assistant Director for Prosecution for leaking sealed court records in addition to widespread unauthorized media contacts, but the DOJ declined to move forward. And in April of 2018, the DOJ watchdog also sent a criminal referral for disgraced FBI official Andrew McCabe. Why? Unauthorized leaks and, quote, lacking candor. Oh, he has something in common with Comey. Lacking candor, lying. But recent developments suggest DOJ is not taking action on that either. Well, we're going to need action here. We need accountability. And in the quest for equal justice under the law and equal application of our laws. Now, just like I've been telling you, the boomerang of justice is now in full swing. We have been exposing the key facts on this show night after night. By the way, it's up to the Attorney General, John Durham. They appear to be very serious, as it is now officially a criminal investigation, especially as the Democrats, their partners in the deep state, they're doing everything they can to distract, deflect, and try to get out in front of the story. And get this, Nutty Nadler just scheduled the next judiciary impeachment hearing for Monday. How convenient. Why let the news cycle go in the other direction? It's like I've been saying. There is a bifurcation in your brain if you are a Democrat or you are in the mob and the media. You have to live in a world of grandiose swamp hypocrisy and delusion to ignore the single biggest abuse of power corruption scandal in this country's history. And no one embodies the swamp hypocrisy more than, yeah, Mr. Super Patriot himself, James Comey. Sit back, enjoy this remark. Remember this remark Monday. When this all comes out. This is on FISA abuse. He said this in 2018. Take a look.
I have total confidence that the FISA process was followed and that the entire case was handled in a thoughtful, responsible way by DOJ and the FBI. I think the notion that FISA was abused here is nonsense.
Nonsense. All right, here with reaction, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham. Senator, good to see you.
Thank you, Sean.
Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you very much.
I read something. It's now kind of infamous on this show. It's called the Grassley-Graham Memo. I don't know if you're familiar with it. But if any part of the Steele dossier was used, Steele himself, when push came to shove, said, I don't know if any of it's true. There were multiple warnings given to the FBI, DOJ, Bruce Orr, Kathleen Kavlak. You can't trust Steele, he has an agenda. Hillary paid for it, and it's unverified.
Right.
If any of that dossier was used, wouldn't that be a premeditated fraud on a court? But I'm just a simple talk show host.
Monday night, maybe I'll be on your show.
You will be?
Play that clip.
Monday night.
Play that clip. And let's compare that clip to what Horowitz has found about the FISA warrant process. Mm-hmm. And the day of reckoning is here. I haven't been briefed about the details, but I believe it shows the system completely off the rails for a long period of time. And that you really have to hate Trump not to be upset by what the Department of Justice and the FBI did. And there's some things that they did, I believe, that are dangerous to democracy.
Let me ask you, if I had a subpoena for my emails and I decide I'm going to delete 33,000, then I'm going to have somebody, I'm going to use something called BleachBit. Nobody had ever heard of it.
Right.
I'm going to wipe the server clean. Do you think I would be probably, likely brought up on charges of obstruction?
You might not be on the Howard Stern show. So
That's funny.
Unless he does a, penitentiary.
You've sold your soul, Senator.
Well, really. So the bottom line here is I think the FISA warrant process, I'm looking to the court. Accountability.
Meaning the FISA court.
Yeah, so I can tell you right now that if it's as bad as I think it is, I expect the court to make sure it never happens again. If the counterintelligence investigation was the sham that I think it is, we need to make sure that never happens again by creating rules. I want to know, did Obama know? Did Obama know that candidate Trump's campaign was being surveilled by our government? And here's the question I'm dying to know. If you really believe Carter Page and Papadopoulos were working for the Russians, why didn't you tell President Trump so he could do something about it like you told Dianne Feinstein?
You can't have a counterintelligence investigation without the Oval Office. Andy McCarthy, is that true?
I don't believe you could have one on the Republican candidate for president without it going up that high. Just think of what happened. In 2016, the Republican nominee for president of the United States, people that were associated with his campaign, were surveilled by the government. The goal of a counterintelligence investigation is to protect people, to let Dianne Feinstein know there's this guy that we think may be working with the Chinese, you need to do something about it. They told Hillary about efforts to compromise her campaign. They followed these guys in different ways for months. Multiple warrants were reissued based on the dossier paid for by the Democratic Party. That footnote in the dossier, there's a footnote that I'm going to talk to you about in the FISA application a lot.
At the top of a FISA warrant application, doesn't it say verified?
Right.
Okay, so if it's unverifiable and you use the information, that's a problem. All right, walk us through Michael Horowitz's report on Monday.
Right.
He's before your committee on Wednesday. Now, is he going to have a chance to really lay out the case? How much time will you give him?
All the time he needs. So here's the deal. The report comes out Monday, but you really won't understand it until he testifies Wednesday. He's got to put it in context. He's got to tell you what is in there and how one thing connects to the other. He'll have all the time he needs. I'll have time to ask him questions. I'm going to basically go through the FISA warrant process, what he found, and ask him, is this defrauding the court? Was the court mistreated? The counterintelligence investigation, very low standard to open one. Are you okay with this? Should every politician in America be worried? And I think the answer is going to be yes, because if they can surveil our campaigns and never tell us about what they're doing, then that really, truly is spying.
Senator, big week next week.
Big week.
I've been waiting since. Don't even get me started. I'm not the most patient host. Senator, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by.
Christmas.
Good to see you in New York.